from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good afternoon. I am Forecaster John Bordash with you in the Storm Center this evening, continuing to track everything. A little bit of a surprise that we're seeing, I guess, as many storms as we've seen, but we're not really seeing that many, so that kind of says a little bit. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern parts of St. Mary's County. This goes until 6:45, and it's for this area here shaded in the orange polygon. So this would include, well, let's get the National Weather Service text up here for you. I'll get you those details. That'll help here. So at 6 o'clock, a severe thunderstorm was located over St. Clements Bay. This was moving east at about 30 miles an hour. The main hazard here is going to be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And something interesting to note is that a wind gust to a 67 miles per hour was measured at Cobb Point Buoy. So damaging winds will be the main threat here, and that could cause some trees and large branches to fall and could cause damage to them, and that could injure those outdoors as well as damage homes and vehicles. So locations impacted by this storm include, but are not limited to, Lexington Park, Piney Point, Tall Timber, St. Inigo's Creek, St. Mary's City, St. George Island, St. Clements Bay, St. Mary's River, White Point Beach, California, Able, Valley Lee, Scotland, Great Mills Avenue, Drayton, St. Inigo's, Park Hall, Oakley, and Dameron. So yeah, this is the only game in town. So if you're sitting in Calvert County wondering about your town, or Charles County, or PG County, or Anne Arundel County, you're not seeing anything, I don't think, the rest of the evening. This is really the only game in town, and honestly, I'm a little bit surprised this storm does have a severe thunderstorm warning on it, because about half an hour ago, let me rewind this. This little guy that moved through St. Inigo's was actually a little bit stronger than the one that's currently moving in. So this, again, was about half an hour ago, and this brought gusty winds up to 1-inch size hail through St. Inigo's, Dameron, Scotland. That's now moved out across the bay. Then this little storm's moving its way on through and has prompted another severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Westmoreland County over there near Erica, and that one will go until 7 o'clock. So this is the only storm right now that we're tracking. If we were to time this out for you, and I'm going to need to switch this. Okay, that doesn't want to work, which is fine. I'm not stressing that. This is the computer-generated storm track here for you, so I'll let this render. This is your 1-hour storm track cone, so generally getting here into Valley Lee, the worst of this, in about the next 15-ish minutes, crossing on over into St. Mary's City, St. Inigo, Scotland, probably about half an hour. The worst of this, though, likely is going to stay out over the Potomac River, so, like, parts of Leonardtown were included in this, and you did see some rain, and you had some thunder and lightning out there. I'll put that on. But the worst of this kind of really staying out over the bay, kind of more towards Westmoreland County. With that said, southern St. Mary's County, south of Lexington Park, do stay aware as this pushes on through. Outside of that, that is it for the most part. Let me get you the national radar here. The rest of the storm activity, well down to our south, and that's what we forecasted. It's been hot today. It's been humid, but not as humid as we typically would see with this type of heat. So that's been the main story today. The severe thunderstorm watch is actually initially it was only for St. Mary's County, then was expanded to include Charles County, and then Charles County has been taken out of it. So the areas here in pink are under that severe thunderstorm watch until 8. Again, that's only St. Mary's County, and our little warning here is just for southern St. Mary's County. And aside from that, behind this, we have nothing else going on. I think we have a quiet evening on tap. Temperatures slowly cool through the evening. I think we're going to be looking at lows that get down into the lower 70s, upper 60s overnight. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not expecting much of a weather impact outside of literally this one storm. Cooling temperatures were headed on down into the upper 70s for highs the next couple of days before more heat returns next week. So stay safe out there. I was not thinking I would need to be doing live coverage today after the last couple of days, but here we are. But I think this is the only live update I'll have to bring you. But I'm sure we'll be back at some point next week to cover more weather. So stay safe out there. Stay tuned. I'll continue to have updates across our socials to keep you updated and ahead of the storm. You can always access JB Weather Radar at jbweather.net/radar to get those updates. And with that map, you can look at interactive radar, watches and warnings, lightning, future cast over 1 hour, and then over 48 hours, and we'll, track all of that for you. But in the meantime, have a nice and safe one. Most of you have a very quiet evening on tap, and for those of you in southern St. Mary's County, after the next 30 or 45 minutes, you will have a nice evening on tap as well. In the meantime, though, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Thank you for joining me for this quick update, and I'll continue to keep you ahead of any storms that continue to fire.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.